So today's video is going to be a little bit different from the usual ones. It's going to be more showing than really talking, but you can still like understand what I'm talking about just by listening. So here we go. Around back in 2020, I used to watch these videos where these people would play Fortnite, right? They would act out these moments and then they go to replay mode and capture all these moments, right? There was voice acting and there was like a whole storyline, right? And it would kind of like sync with Fortnite's current story with the other side story. This wasn't official, but it was New Escape Pro, and they used to upload every morning, gosh, every day, and I used to watch them every morning, and I don't know, I really like the concept of that, and in one of the videos, I talked about my online friends, mainly the 1AP Hakuma and those people, one of my first online friends. And I talked about, how we made our dream houses and that kind of stuff. So while making the houses, at first, right, I'm gonna show you what the world looks like. But this is our first one we made. It's very old. This world is older than some kids now. It's like 5 or so years old. It's really bad. But later on, while making all these islands, we eventually were merged with my IRL friends. So we kind of became more of my friends' place, for yeah, you get the point. And so some of these islands, we I in Fortnite, there's back in the day, back in chapter 1, chapter 2, the storyline was not like just all cinematics, but you every week the map would change in some way. Maybe a car would move to a location. Like, every week something would change. And I really liked that for some reason. So I did something kind of similar with this. I made a kind of a small storyline. It wasn't anything really like a lot. It's just kind of like a cool little fun little thing I did. It's like a lot of it is just what is it? Like a construction people come and build a new shop or something like that. And we made these worlds where we make our own kind of dream houses. Once, maybe every 2 or 3 months, we will make a new one, and each world had its like own or like unique theme. Paradise Island, futuristic. It goes on. And we made like a ton. I think there's like 13. I'm not exactly sure, but eventually we made a ton. And then the more we made, the more creative we became with our houses and with the names of them, the theme. And then the world creating ended around 2022. It just school got in the way and that kind of stuff. And my online friends stopped playing after 2020. This will be kind of important. But before all of us kind of like before 2022, like we got to a point where we got so creative that we wanted to kind of be we wanted to kind of take a different uh direction with the storyline. And one of these islands, which I will load into now, one of these islands was like how to explain this? It was like a futuristic, but also kind of like a mix of paradise. Imagine, how was it called? Hold on, give me a minute. Future Dynasty. I don't remember the name of these. But it was like a mix of futuristic, and this time it wasn't really a house. It was more of a like an Empire State Building kind of thing. It's hard to explain, but our houses were rooms instead, and all of us had this on one big building of the team. And there were other two big islands. There like a there was a bridge connecting to it. There was a factory town area thing. Yeah, here it is. Here's the world. See, so we have this Empire State, but oh shoot, I restarted. was like an Empire State Building looking thing, and it was a factory, like a on the side, and there was like a towns area or airport. I forgot which one it was, and they're both connected to it, right? And the whole story was about this like purple liquid that corrupted it corrupts everything it touches, and it got spilled onto the little ocean part and started like infecting everything, right? Let me show you. So this is the world. This is like the Empire State Building looking thing. Oh, that looks a lot shorter than I remember. So inside you got all this, houses and buildings and that kind of stuff. And this was my room. I haven't seen this place in a long time. So yeah, the airport here, the bridge, and in the storyline, right? This purple liquid kind of infect everything, right? And like there's this little castle thing that in every world we make, there is a castle like this. And when the purple liquid came to this, it kind of destroyed it, and then this thing came out, which is it's called the 0 point. It's something that holds everything together, like holds the universe together. And because of that, it became unstable, and then eventually destroyed the bridge here. It was like a live. It was gonna there's like a live event where the bridge gets destroyed. It was kind of cool. And in the storyline here, right, all these boats are trying to. I actually don't know, but we had to leave here. And in the storyline, right, my online friends were gone at that point. They weren't here anymore. And in the story, uh, right around at the end of the storyline, a bunch of rifts or portals like spawned in, right? And then all these things just started to come out. And then there was like a transmission, and that transmission, it played like a really familiar voice. And then in the story, like because that island became really unstable, they had to leave, right? And then we move on to the next one, which I will show you now. So yeah, so in the story, we escaped through a rift, and then we got our new home. It was kind of similar in some way. Here, let's go. I think this is it. This is the no, this is the wrong one. Hold on, give me a minute. I forgot which one it was. 14, yeah, 14. Okay, so this one and this one, right? The one after this is the big event. This is the big one. The story was we were in this new place, right? The 0 point still was there. It was still there, and it was still unstable. And it was like every day, reality became unstable slowly. And the one thing is, it was a multiverse storyline. So the 0 point is they're all connected throughout the universe, right? But because of the 0 point is unstable, it started to like kind of the world started leaking. Oh, hold on, I need to. So everything's like the 0 point started to leak things to every universe started other universes started leaking into this one. And then eventually, right, the military came and they were building something slowly. Every day they were building something. And it was a helicarrier, right? And it went up into the sky next to 0 point. And while I was making these small changes, me and my friend Tommy were making a separate world where it was a live event. And that would be like it was decision based. So if and at the end there's a boss fight, and if you win the boss fight, you go to a peaceful area. But if you lose, you'll go to a really terrible place. So take a look at this. So they're making a helicarrier right here. You can see that it was very dark, but they're making a helicarrier right here. And eventually it'll go up to the 0 point right here because that countdown. It was oh my god. But yeah, it was so all these military helicopters were getting close and all this. And eventually the live event happened. So after like a month of work, the live event was finished. So during this time, all the houses were made by my IRL friends. So we were kinda, yeah. So it was all us. So I had this big idea, right? But the online friends they just stopped playing Fortnite because of school and stuff. So we had this big idea. I had this big idea where they would come back because the transmission we saw earlier, it was them, and like the universe was connected and they would return. And when when they return, right, they're like, hey man, this is like it was all the zero point would connect to a different universe. And this universe would have this kind of guy who's kind of like a menace, right? Who's kind of a menace to the whole multiverse. He's very dangerous. That's gonna be like the villain, right? I forgot his name if I'm being honest. But he's a guy who wanted to destroy all like life in the multiverse because like he knows how dangerous the multiverse can be. So in the universe, in the live event, all my other online friends came in. They were actually there, by the way. I had to recruit them, and they actually came. So my online friends met my IRL friends in the event. It was really cool. Now, one thing, if I'm being honest here, the event it went well, I would say. Yeah, so this is what it looked like right here. This is the guy. You know the he like to show how dangerous he is. He spawned in a meteor that would hit the military base and destroys it. And if you go up here, somewhere right here, yeah, this is the boss battle bit. And the live event like for its quality, it went somewhat okay. These are all the triggers and all the sequencers to trigger the events. But as an event, it was okay. It was just okay. It was fine. But in terms of me, like I wasn't happy with it. I wanted to do better. I wanted to do more. So at this point, I joined my new international school, and so I decided to remake the event, but at a higher quality and like at my own pace. But no, starting out, I decided to create the helicarrier first and that kind of stuff, and it was going fine. But at the same time, my friend right hand man Tommy wasn't there, so it was a lot harder to do this. And so I had to stop the project for a bit. And then I had this little idea. Remember I said in the beginning of this video I used to watch Newscape Pro and like they would make all these Fortnite blah 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 stuff, right? I had the idea, what if I were to turn this into a movie or a film? You played out these moments with replay mode and all that, right? So I said to do that. So I started writing out the story in the middle of study hall in my school. This was like really early on. And before I get to that, I want to show you what the new version looked like. So yeah, all these riffs are all over there. The quality became higher. Oh my god. Quality became higher. All these turrets would be destroyed, but I never end up finishing it because I just couldn't do it by myself. All these sequences were here and kind of cool, but it just didn't work out. And for the next film thing I was working on, I'll talk about that in the next one because this video is already too long. So I'll see y'all in the flippity flip. Bye.